Hi and welcome to MFL Outdoors, and you guessed it, tonight is foxing night. So I'm parked up in my usual spot. It's been a beautiful day today. I've got the two dogs with me, Bertie and Barney, my Cocker Spaniel and my Springer Spaniel. They're keeping me company tonight. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be a good night, better than the last time I was here where I saw absolutely no foxes whatsoever. I think it was a really well moonlit night, and I think they were keeping a low profile. I'll be using my usual setup, my Sako A7 in 243, that's a stainless version, my DPT Moderator. I'll also be using Hornady 95 grain SSTs, ammunition, and on top of that I'm going to have the Thermtech Aries 2 650L thermal rifle scope. I've been using that for a while now, had absolutely no problems with it, cracking picture. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. I've also got the Manbily tripod, the new one that they've sent me. I think I showed you briefly in a previous video, so I'm going to be using that one. First of all, I'm going to let my dogs out and let them have a quick run round and have a tinkle, and then yeah, we'll have a quick look at that tripod and my setup. So without further ado, let's get on with that. Okay, well I'm all set up, and as you can see I'm using my Sako A7 in 243. That's with the DPT Moderator, that's the modular one. I'm also using the Thermtech Aries 2 650L thermal scope, absolutely cracking scope that. I've had no problems with it since I've got it, and has a cracking picture on it. Right, I'm also using the Manbily mammoth tripod. I'll actually put on screen the model of it, but yeah, what a piece of kit that is. It's absolutely huge. It's, if you're wanting a really stable platform, it's fantastic. It's one of those where if you're parking up, then walking out a little bit, setting up and sort of staying put, if you're going to ambush something, you know, if you're waiting for a fox coming in or something like that, then it's absolutely fantastic. I have carried it around with me. I've used this a few times now, and it's a bit heavy to be carrying around. It's actually 10 layered carbon, the legs on it, and the rest of the tripod's metal, so it's really well constructed. You do have to buy the leg covers separate, which Manbily very kindly sent me, and you also get, but what actually comes with it, you get a longer inner stem. I've got the short one on, so that I can actually put that tripod right down to the deck and I can shoot prone with it, which is great. But you also can put the longer stem in if you want to be able to lift the height of the rifle without adjusting the legs. I don't actually need that, but some of you might, so it's there anyhow, and you can take it off or swap it over with the short one, so whichever you prefer. It also comes with a carry bag, and it also comes with the spiked feet. The ones that I've got on are the rubber feet at the moment, but later on I'll switch them over to the spiked feet. So yeah, it's a full kit. The only thing you don't get is the saddle mount. I actually did a previous review on that, so I had the Manbily one already. Cracking saddle mount that. Again, I've had no problem with that, and I've been using it for absolutely ages. You also get a quick release on the mount on top of the ball head. The ball head actually comes with it, and as you can see there's the quick release. You just clip that back and this whole mount comes up straight off, no problem at all. So yeah, very good. And tonight I shall also be using the Hornady 95 grain SSTs. They certainly do the job on the foxes. These are 3-round magazines, and I have 2 of these. I always keep one in my pocket ready to go. Tonight I'm going to be using the FoxPro Fox Caller. I have been looking for some good rechargeable AA batteries for it, and it was a bit of a coincidence, but I actually had a company who sent me an email and asked me if I'd be interested in trying some, and it's Xtar. Don't know if you can see them there. They very kindly sent me the charger, and they're yeah, they look a really good battery. Obviously we'll see what they perform like tonight, because I'm going to pop them into the FoxPro now. Right, as you can see, that's them all fitted, so we'll see how they go tonight. Just got in the truck and this hare ran past. Absolutely stunning creatures. Okay guys, well, long story short, I've moved halfway up the track because I saw this fox. It's actually daylight still, and it was making its way along the tree line. So I've come up the track and I'm now looking across the embankment, so I'll get a better view from here, and the foxes seem to be making their way along this track. So I'm going to hang tight and see what happens. I'm hoping it's going to come straight towards me, but with it being daylight, it could be a problem. Right, I've come off the spotter and I'm onto the thermal scope on the rifle, because it's actually coming towards me. So with a bit of luck, it'll keep coming. Once it gets within range, I'll be able to take a shot at it. At the moment, it's too low down in the rushes, as you can see. But it's coming this way, so fingers crossed. There's actually quite a steep embankment, which is where the fox was headed, which comes up to just where that wall line is, where the trees are. So I'm hoping it's just going to come over the top of there, not see me, and I'll be able to get a shot. Well, that's the theory anyhow. There he is, but he spotted the truck and stopped. No, he's moved away. He didn't like that at all. I wish it had been night time. I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. So we'll just see where he turns up. I have to be careful because to the right of me there's a farmhouse, so I can't shoot down towards or down the bank side. It's just not a safe shot. So I'll have to wait and see if he crosses the road and goes over the fell. From the looks of it, that fox has moved to the right of me, down the bottom, below the ridge line, so I can't actually see it at the moment. But it'll be headed down towards the farmhouse, so it's just going to be a no shot there. I've seen this fox on quite a few occasions. It always comes in early, follows the same sort of route, which is why I moved up here, and then goes over the fell and never comes back round this way again. So yeah, there's no good waiting once it's gone past, because it obviously goes back to where it lays up during the daytime on another route. And there it is. Just got a glimpse of it there, making its way down towards the farmhouse. It obviously didn't like the look of the truck at all. It made a really wide berth away from me, so it sensed something wasn't right. It has come across the track, but it's moving at a fair rate of knots, as you can see. and it's just not a safe shot. I've got farmhouses behind, just lower down in the valley. You can just see the rooftop of one there. There's actually a farm down there as well, so it's just not safe at all. And we've also got livestock in some of those fields, so I'm just going to have to let this one go by the looks of it. And as you can see, he's moving at a fair speed. I think he's probably heading down towards the lambing fields. That seems to where he goes on a night. And unfortunately that part of the estate is not an area that we control, so that'll be down to somebody else, unless of course I can catch it while it's on our patch. I've decided to stay in the same spot because it is a good place for the foxes coming across. That's not the only one that comes up this way, and they all tend to follow the same sort of route. So I'll stay here, see what else shows up, if anything. But it's quite comfortable as well because I can sit in the truck. I've just got the tripod outside in case I need to jump out and put the gun on the tripod. It's also handy because the way the wind's blowing, I can go around the other side of the truck and use it as a wind block. So it's a lot better for standing behind and getting battered by the wind that's up here. Oh, and I thought this was a fox at first, but it's not. It's a badger. We have so many badgers around here. They really need to have a season or something like that so that they can be culled, because there's just so many of them. It's unbelievable. And it's not good for any species to have that amount in one area. Like any animal, I'd never like to see them disappear, but the numbers do need to be brought down in certain areas. And this is definitely one of those areas. I watched our resident tawny owl that's on here for a bit, and then, although I haven't got that on video, I actually saw a fox above me sneak across the track. It's one that sometimes follows the wall line. I've seen it before on various occasions. So I actually jumped out the truck. I didn't have the record on, unfortunately, on the thermal, and followed my way up to see if I could find it. But it just disappeared without a trace. I stood for quite a while to see if it would come back, but it didn't. And then this popped up. At very first, when I saw it coming through the rushes, I thought it was a badger because it was about the same sort of height. And then I realised, as it got a bit nearer, it wasn't a badger. It was actually an otter. It's the first one I've seen out at night that I've managed to catch on the thermal in about 9 years. So I was pleased to see it in one way. They can do some damage out on a fell, but they're a beautiful animal. And they're very few and far between round here anyhow. This one's just travelling by the looks of it. And it heard the stream behind me, which seems to be where it's headed to now. It actually came past, it must have been 20 metres, if that, from the truck. And then it comes down. I even had the interior truck light on. And it looked at me, but it didn't seem too bothered. But it's made its way down, and as you can see, it's going down the track there. Oh, it's going across the track now. It's heading to the water. There's actually a stream runs down. You can't see it, but it's in between those rushes. It seems to be where it's headed to. Well, with that, I'm going to call it a night. The wind's really picked up now. Even the badgers have gone in, so there's nothing really moving apart from this otter. So yeah, stay tuned for night 2 coming up now. I've come back. I'm going to see if we can get one of those foxes, or 2 of those foxes. I have a feeling the first one that's coming up, though, it's coming in the daylight, as you saw, and it's heading straight over the top. I think it's going towards the lambing fields further down the valley. So I don't think we're going to be able to stop that one. The other one that went round the back of me, I think that one went over the wall, and I think it's come up this way. So that's why I'm up here tonight. Right, I'm going to get all the gear together. I'm going to get hiking up there, and I'll come back to you when I'm sorted. Okay guys, off we head. I'm fully loaded up tonight. Pity I still can't get my vehicle up here at the moment. It's too wet still. I'll just churn everything up. Not be long though. Hopefully summer's on the way. All 3 days of it. By the power of editing, I'm right near to the duck pond. Thermal out and have a look round, see if there's anything about here at the moment. Right, well at first look, it doesn't look like there's anything about. There isn't even any ducks on the duck pond at the moment, though it is still light. I've got to say the weather conditions just aren't right for the thermal tonight. As you'll see from the picture, it's not as crisp. Thermal is affected by humidity, etc. And here we've got our first ducks flighting in. It is starting to get dark now. And they've just come onto the pond nicely. And there I've switched over to the scope. That's the Thermtech Aries 2 650L, and you can see it's got cracking detail on it. You can even see the shimmer on the top of the pond. It's remarkable how thermals come on now. Right, well I'm getting battered by the wind up here because I'm quite high up, although I do get a good view. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way down to the duck hide, see if it's any better down there. Plus you get a seat. So I'll make my way down there. Right, well I'm at the duck hide. Or one of them, and there's a few ducks coming in still, so that'll bring Foxy round, but I'm not getting a good view of the bank sides from here. So although it's sheltered here and over on the top there isn't, I think I'm going to have to put up with it. I think I need to get back up there. I'll just have to put up with the wind, see how it goes anyhow. It is sheltered here, of course, with the duck hide as well. It's even better because you've got a seat, but if I want to get this bugger, it looks like I'm going to have to go back up on the top. So I'm going to move back up there. Right, I moved back to the original position and was scanning around for a while, and then as I turned to my right, where the dry stone wall was, at the time it was probably about 50 meters from where I was standing, and I saw the fox sneaking up the side of the wall. So I'm going to switch over to the scope now. Perfect shot. Now I've got to walk out and get it. Just having a look with the thermal to check I'm on the right track. Straight up. It's not good walking here, I'll tell you that. There we go. See what it is. It's a dog. Pleased about that anyhow. Right, better get that one back. Handy this game track here. Right, this is back where we started. And here's the Fox out at 19 metres through the Thermtech Aries 2 650L. The detail on the fur is just outstanding. This is in black hot mode. Right, I continued to scan around, see if anything else turned up, but there was nothing else, and I gave it till 8:30 and decided to move on. If you're wondering why I'm puffing and panting, I'm carrying a full backpack that's got all my fox collar and everything in it. I've also got all my camera gear. I have the rifle, and I've also got the fox, and I'm carrying my sticks, so it's quite a weight I'm carrying down with me. And by the magic of editing, I'm back at the truck. There we go. Okay, well that's one dog fox so far, and I'm going to make my way down into the bottom of the valley now. So yeah, we'll see how we get on down there. Right, I'll come back to you when I've done that. Right guys, well, apart from a lot of badgers and a few hares, there's nothing down here, so I'm going to move halfway up, so I've got a look across the bank side. I'm going to give it another hour there, and then I'm going to call it a night, so we'll head off up there now. Don't know if you can hear, but that wind's picking up as well. I'm actually positioned where I was on the first night when we saw that fox coming across. The one who actually saw the truck during the daylight and then made a hasty retreat. The foxes seem to love coming along here. They tend to come up round these trees, or they follow the track round. Yeah, you can just see the track there now. The corner of that track is 150 metres away, so when the foxes come round, it's absolutely perfect for taking a shot. I can actually take the shot from out the truck window, and of course there's a perfect bat stop as well, so it's really safe. It's so windy now, the owl is just landed and is sitting in between the rushes for a bit of a windbreak. Right, well, it's now 12:10. The wind's absolutely howling out there. Don't know if you can hear it, but I'm going to have, well, one fox, one dunker. Thanks Steve and Debs, appreciate that. You're keeping me fed on the night, and yep, I'm also going to have a drink of coffee. Cheers everyone. Oh, cracking. I've moved further up the track where we saw the otter on the first night, because the bank sides give a bit of a windbreak, so you don't get battered as much as you do from further down. Oh, there's a little vole running along the wall there. That's about it though. I haven't seen anything else, and as you can see here, that isn't any sort of camera trickery. That is how fast the clouds are moving above me. So it just gives you an idea of how windy it really is. I was going to stay out a bit longer tonight, but this wind's so bad, I can't take any long range shots at all. Right, well, we've done up on the fell around the duck pond. Got the one up there that snuck up the wall. I think that's actually the one that's been going up and down on this lower bit and tends to go over the road. I think it came up the wall side, and I caught it just as it, well, I actually saw it as it was going along the wall, and then I turned the rifle around and waited for it to come out onto the fell side. So yeah, that's one dog fox anyhow, one less to worry about. That'll help with the lambing and the red listed birds, and also the grouse and the grey partridge. So right, I'm getting out of here. All that's left for me to say is thanks very much for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.